Hi guys, this is the lazy man's way of changing a camshaft on Mazda 6. I'm not telling you to do this, it's just the way I went about it. Real life, not a whole lot of time choosing to do it, weighing up the options and saying that this was okay and it wasn't going to go wrong on me, okay? So just if you're doing this, I'm going to try this, changing out the camshaft without taking off the time and chain. Just be cautious and understand that I'm just know where you're going, okay? Best of luck. Hope you like the video. Like and subscribe, and I hope it helps somewhat. Thank you. Hi guys, we're back in at this Mazda by customer choice. He wanted to change the cam follower. It was in here rattling and ticking, and he also wanted to change the camshaft. So I have the camshafts sitting over here. I'll just show you can actually see the wear marks on them at this point. The wears compared to the new one. It's all over the place now. They're worn on every shaft are worn. I think that's actually probably the worst one there. The lobes are basically gone off them. Right, okay, new camshaft going in. Just to show, I made up a, I don't know whether it's a good device or a bad device. I got a bit of steel and I set the steel in here. Pretty lazy way of doing it, but the steel in there, welded 2 bolts on it, and what it gave me then, I held the cam pulley via these bolts just in 2 holes. So what I could do was I could unbolt the camshaft and slide it in onto these bolts. So I sat it in before. I sat it in there before I pulled the pulley off the camshaft. I undone the nut. I sat in that, what do we call it, a homemade timing tool, and sat it into place. Camshaft out. Going back together now. I'm just at it sitting in my camshafts. I have my own homemade little markings in there, as I said, with my little made up tool. But I'm just about to put back on this little cap that sits, I'd say, in here, okay? And I actually thought it was going to be sealer that was sitting around here, that some chap was had to put sealer in there. And then I said to myself, right, why do I don't need sealer. Whoever done this before me, I said, I don't need sealer between in here and here. So I looked at it, and this is not sealer, this is carbon build-up. What it does is the oil actually pumps from this hole, the little hole, as you can see there right at the top of my finger, comes up in this oil way, across and over. There's a little bolt hole here, but that bolt hole is just blocked. Oh yeah, that bolt. But it comes over and it's then lubricating the back camshaft, because there is no way for oil to get in there to the back one. No, so this was inhibiting oil flow over to the exhaust camshaft, but just don't get caught on that. So I'm going to clean that now and reassembling it. Right, let's just show how this thing kind of has worked. I've put marks, as you've probably seen, on the camshaft, but my little bolts, or this little bracket, the way it worked was, if you can see that, I can slide the pulley back, or I have slid the pulley back enough just to get in and get out. Oops, sorry. Let me see. Get in, and you can see the bit of space down here where I've pulled it back out. See it? The pulley comes out. Put it back down there now again, if we can see. So now what I done then to put it back in was to turn my camshaft to line up my marks, and then I use the spanner just to slip it back, the pulley, from the little tool. Now I'll show you this tool maybe in more detail in a while, but that's actually on and in place now. Camshafts are lined up to where I want them to be. So I had a mark here, I had 2 marks here, I had 2 marks here. I pulled off my chain. When I pulled off the chain, then the camshafts actually turned when the pressure off the chain was after going away. And when they did, I put another 2 marks here and here when it sat in its comfortable position. I sat in the new the new camshaft in with the marks lined up. And then once I had all the bolts for holding it down in situ, I turned. It's a 23 spanner that actually fits onto that, and I turned it back to where it should be, as in there. Then I, as I said, just pushed in my gear in here. But that's it. I'm taking this bracket off now, and I'm going to send in a bolt while it's hanging or sitting on the end of the camshaft. Okay, relatively easy. And then we'll come back to our high pressure pump on this side in a minute. Kind of running it off a little bit backwards, but this intercooler pipe has to come off. There's 2 bolts sitting in here. Head back, a bolt here, that gets off that clip sitting down here. Then we have this steel bracket has come off. There's a bolt sitting in here, and there's another one sitting in kind of in behind that bracket in here. That takes off this. We have to take off this water pipe here. We have to take off the water pipe here, and then the high pressure pump. There is a banjo bolt there. That's probably heading down to a 50 injector or the like, I don't know, but that has to come off. Rest of it can stay on it. 2 bolts holding on the high pressure pump, one in here, one situated, if we can see, just in here underneath that inlet metering valve, and the pump comes out. Okay, so that's back assembled now, so it is kind of backwards. Up here I have the piece of tin for spraying oil down on the camshafts back in. Make sure that you have all the little weep holes inside and that spray out on the lobes clear, clean, and it's going to keep everything lubricated, but just a step closer anyway. Getting there now, close to a start after my I don't know, an hour or 2 of reassembly, 3 hours, whatever it may be. Injectors, just to note, I number them all. Don't feel like recoding or any of that crack, so we have numbered them, and I suppose fuel rails on tight, high pressure pump pipes on brackets, and that's sitting in there, done. As I said, they're getting close to a start. Intake pipe, airbox back in. About a little while. We'll return the key. 7:30, 20 to 8. Have the Mazda back running. Just after washing my hands and face and stuff. Normal stuff, left steel brake lines going onto injectors open, cranked it, which built up oil pressure, and then that also filled that hydraulic follower that I had put in with oil. I could hear the sound come back after a couple of times cranking. Got out, locked up my pipes, had fuel coming out of them, and turned the car again. She starts and runs. So at this point it runs. It's 7, 7:45, as I said there, and it's probably time to go home. The glory of garage would stay at it, but as we all know, this business could suck in and just keep in it for as long as it wants. So hey, talk to you. Might make 3 parts of this, so I might make a separate one for the sump removal, and either which way I'll talk to you soon. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe, please. Trying our best here, guys. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon.